Welcome to the Goal Achievers Podcast, where we interview the most preeminent business experts, authors, and speakers in their field of expertise, and provide you with the specialized knowledge needed to achieve your goals. Now here is your host, author, founder of Goal Achievers International, and one of the top speakers agents in the industry, serving over 5,000 events and meeting planners worldwide. Please welcome Phil R. Taylor.
Well, welcome everybody to another exciting episode of the Goal Achievers Podcast, and it's the new year, January 1st, 2024, and what better guest to have on our program than the delightful, wonderful Naomi Rhode, and she is a professional colleague and a friend. She's also past president of the National Speakers Association and the Global Federation of Professional Speakers. She's been awarded the Council of Peers Award for Excellence and Certified Speaking Profession. She's the author of many books, and she is a life and speaking coach. Naomi and her husband, Jim, are the founders of SmartPractice, a very successful healthcare company, and have spoken in all 50 states and 17 countries. There's so much more we can say about Naomi, but one of the highlights of Naomi's life is that each year she picks a theme as a life principle to guide her throughout the year. And I've been part of this for the past 10 years, and it's blessed me. And so we thought, hey, why don't we on January 1st bring on Naomi to the Goal Achievers program to share her insights on that. So Naomi, with that, welcome.
Well, thank you very much. It's so exciting. A whole new year.
A whole new year.
And of course, all of us make all kinds of thinking, thoughts, goals, resolutions, whatever you want to call them. But to me, the really important thing for me is to choose a theme for the year. That has been something that I've done for probably 4 decades.
Wow.
And I just have, it has inspired me to learn more about that theme, to grow towards it, to exemplify it in my lifestyle. It's just been such a joy for me to do this and to challenge other people to do it also.
Wonderful.
It seems so simple, but I think it can be very profound.
Yeah, and simple doesn't always mean easy. Simple, but sometimes challenging, right? And would you say that it's great to choose a challenging word for the year versus something that maybe comes easy to us?
Yes. I mean, I don't think you choose something very simple, but something that you can think through and say, how could I use that more effectively in my life?
Yes.
There's a quote by Naomi Rhode that I wrote this morning. I will read this quote from Naomi Rhode, very, very important person. That's with a smile. Many of us focus on making a living instead of making a life. A worthy life, a life that's worth leaving a powerful legacy. It's going to be over for all of us.
Yeah.
And for me, a lot sooner than you, probably, because you're much younger than I am. But I look back at my life and I think, Father, because I have a strong faith, Father, am I living it worthy of your calling? And a theme helps me with that. It gives me the focus. It gives me the intentionality that helps me move forward. I love it.
Yeah, absolutely. Fascinating. And you're the one who introduced me and so many others to that. And I've been preparing my theme for this year because of your nudging and encouragement. So looking forward to the meeting when we get together and share that with one another. Yeah. 40 years ago, where did this come from? Where did it originate? Tell us, bring us way back to the very beginnings of that.
I think what started me was I started about 4 decades ago. I'm reaching over for my journal. This year's journal. This year. Now, this is a life journal. I put in life-changing events, why they changed my life. I have at the back, it's a kind of maybe sounds weird, but I have people that have passed away at the very back because I want to pray for their families. I have my theme at the beginning, and then I keep contacting my libraries and my thought process for ways that I can grow towards that theme, and I record that in this life journal. So when I started life journaling, then I said, hey, I better have a theme. So that, I think, is what started me with themes. And
Wow.
It's been about 4 decades. So I have all of these journals, and I look at them and I think, okay, next time we downsize, what's going to happen to all those journals? Because they take up a lot of room. You know what? I have 12 grandkids, and they've all seen me journal. I've taken it with me to church when they've sat next to me as little kids and let them draw a picture in it. So probably I'll give one to each of the 12 kids.
Beautiful. Beautiful, Naomi. Do you remember the first word or the first theme you used?
You know, I apologize to myself.
For you?
Remember it, and I didn't write them all down. They're in the front of all the books.
Okay.
And I started to pull out those books the other night, and I thought, oh, this is a big job.
Sure.
I just went back to 1916. That's the first one that I decided to pull out.
Wow.
And you know what? I chose just one word, and the word was pure. And in Latin, it's pura. And then what I did was I wrote what I wanted to do next to each one of those letters. P stands for passionate spirituality. U in pure stands for unconditional love. R is real relationships. And E is evident unity. Evident unity. So that was my 2016 word. I did that was a little complex.
95.
Little complex. Oh, Jim pulled out a 95 book. Oh,
Wow.
95. Okay, he just pulled it out.
You got your librarian in the back there helping you out.
And the words for 95 were release, renew, rejoice.
Wow.
Those are good words.
Yeah.
Wow, good.
Yeah.
Release, get rid of stuff. Release, renew, and rejoice.
Yeah.
Rejoice. Oh, Jim,
then you added one of them as your year went on.
yeah, where was that?
Well, another R.
Oh, I did. And then I added rest.
Ah, that's important. God rested on the seventh day.
And rest.
27 years ago.
27 years ago. So I've been doing this for a long time. But when I went back to some of the others, I love this one in 2018, Sola Gratia. Sola Gratia is Latin for only grace. Only grace.
Yeah.
Under that, 2014 was delight. 2020 was, oh, I love this one. 2020 was come and see with 2020 vision.
Oh, yes.
With 2020 vision. Am I really seeing the beautiful world? Am I seeing the person I'm sitting next to on the airplane? Or am I just overlooking? Am I really seeing the words in that book? And are they really imprinting themselves on my soul? 2021 was trust and be a light bearer. 2022 was speak wise words with kindness. I liked that one. Oh, but this last year, 2023, oh, I gotta tell you about this. I love this theme. ask, listen, and love.
Mm.
And I just challenged myself to ask people a question
Mm-hmm.
and then really listen. And no matter where they're coming from, I'm going to love them.
Mm.
I'm going to love them. And this works on airplanes. It works at dinner tables. We were on a cruise recently, and we were sitting with 6 of our friends, 5 of our friends and myself. And they said, okay, Naomi, you're going to have a question for every night. And I said, yes. So I asked a question. And then we listened to our answers.
Wow.
We get to know each other better, 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 better. It's been a wonderful one. And one other example of that, we had a couple for dinner that we didn't know very well. And they were from our church, and we wanted to get to know them better.
Yeah.
And I don't know why, but I was led, I think, to ask the gentleman a question sitting across from me. Tell me your story. And he looked at his wife like, should I do it?
Wow.
And then he told me the story, and it was a very hard story. And he said, you know, you gave me permission, and I've never told that story to anyone.
Wow.
Now, do I have love in my heart for that couple?
Yeah.
Deep love, because we experienced something very personal just by saying, tell me your story. And he could have said, oh, I love to play golf. And it could have been very casual, and I would have been fine, because I was listening to what he would say. I wasn't going to put words in his mouth because I had no words to put in his mouth. So those are some of the themes that I've had, and they're all exciting to me. They're all, you know, it's interesting. I kind of hate to let go of them. That's why I've fallen in love with that whole thought, and I've used it so much, and I think, oh, I don't want to get rid of that one. That was really good. So,
They become your children, so to speak, don't they?
right.
Wow, that is powerful. And you'll have to forgive me. I said word of the year, but it doesn't have to be a word. It's a theme. A theme.
Several words, but I would encourage it not to be like a whole paragraph. You're not going to be able to grasp it. You want something short enough that it comes to your mind quickly,
Very quickly.
and you can use it. This is to be used, not to on a piece of paper and put away somewhere. It's something you're going to use.
Yes.
It might be better at the end of the year because you used that thing.
Yeah.
You know, the year, for example, speaking wise words with kindness. All year long, I thought, you know, am I being really kind by saying that? This is a constant thought.
Do you pray through that word regularly throughout the year?
You know, I do. And, you know, often people say to me, well, how does the word even come to you? How do you decide?
Yeah.
Pray that it will come to me.
Yeah.
And you know, it starts to be December 12th and 14th and hasn't come yet. And then all of a sudden,
Yeah.
I got it. So it just comes. Yes.
Yeah. Now both you and Jim have been married for how many hundreds of years now?
6 years.
6 years.
Oh my goodness, I had just turned 19. So if you do your math, don't do your math. 66 years, and oh my goodness, you know, I know there's a God. I'll tell you one way I know there's a God. I would never have been able to choose as an 18-year-old girl the quality of man that I got. It's a huge gift in my life, and we are crazy about each other after 66 years. And that's a blessing. That's a real blessing. I don't know if you've noticed, but kids kind of move through your life.
Right.
They're given to you for a season, and then if you train them well, they go and make their own life.
That's right. That's what you.
But okay, I have to show you this. We have these 12 grandchildren, and recently one of them got married. And
Yeah,
this picture, woo, of all
beautiful.
12 grandchildren and their spouses at a wedding this summer. So that's pretty exciting to have
It,
kind of prodigy. And now we're expecting our 9th great grandchild. So
wow,
that's fun.
wow. Okay, so give us the summary: children, grandchildren, and grandchildren, and great grandchildren. Number.
Just 1 minute here. Would you take that and answer it in the other room, please? Okay, go ahead. I've got.
Well, that's quite, but that's a whole other topic too. And you've written and spoken on marriage, and that's one of your topics, and family. And I think we're going to try to get that picture of when you and Jim first met. You posted that on Facebook some time ago, and it is just absolutely precious.
Well, I think a lot of what I think and do comes from my parents. I had amazing parents. My father was such a wise man and a godly man, and I lost him when I was not quite 13 years old. But he said such powerful things, and I'll have to tell you, when I met Jim at age 12 and he was 14 at a camp, I came home from camp and I said to my dad, I found the guy I'm going to marry. I was 12
Wow.
years old. Now, most men would explode. My father, I wrote down what he said in my red leather diary,
Wow.
locked, and I thought I had the only key to it. Later found out that everybody had the same key for all those red diaries. But my father said, oh, Naomi, he must be an amazing young man because you always make good choices. And then you always make your choices good. Now that's even a theme for the year, make good choices. And then make your choices good. It's kind of a long theme, but it would be interesting to think about that. Are our choices really good? And then are we making them good? I made a good choice by marrying him, but then every day you make the choice good again. You make the good choice good again by respecting him, by trusting him, all the marriage good. So, well, we got off the theme a little bit.
Well, no, that is really powerful. And so both you and Jim pick a theme. Do you remind each other of a theme every now and then, in a loving, nudging way?
Well, yes, we do. We will remind each other, and that's kind of fun. That's fun. That's always in a nice way. It's always, yeah.
That's great. Well, time has flown by. We have just a little more time. For those that are thinking, okay, what should my theme be this year? Could you help take us to that place where we can begin to think of that theme and what the motivators are behind that, the why and the how of it?
Sure. I think a lot of people would choose a theme that fits into their life in some way. Maybe they're musical, maybe they're educators, maybe they are politicians or interested in politics, and they would choose something that would fit into that theme of their life.
Yes.
Or it might just be more general theme. I've also had a wonderful experience that I do want to share with people who have chosen themes with my guidance. I have for 3.5 years had a ministry with widows, and we have a podcast. We have a Zoom call every week for an hour for 3.5 years, and I choose a theme for every Zoom that we do.
Wow.
And they have chosen their themes, and some of them have sent them to me. Over the last 20 years that I've been coaching this one gal for 20 years, and she gave me her surrender, hope, love, peace, radical forgiveness, trust, grace, kindness, listening, grateful, faith, believe, bless others, and joy. That's her list. And those are all basically one word.
Wow.
Then another one said, my theme for this year, 2024, is unity. Unity because I'm getting married, and she wants to focus on being unified with this new husband and strong with unifying two families. So there is choosing a theme that fits into what's happening in their life. She is getting married, combining families, a second marriage. Her husband died, his wife died, and they're unifying children. So it often fits with what you are actually living or doing, what your purpose in life is. So if that helps.
Absolutely. And just as you were speaking, a verse came to mind that states, let the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be pleasing to you, O Lord. And
You know that verse from Psalms, I say every single time before I speak.
Before you speak. Yeah.
Every single time I say it. Because if my words are not coming from him, then they are not worthy. They're not worthy words. I have two other quick quotes that I think are kind of fun. I was looking through some quote books this morning, and I was just fascinating. The first funny one was, it's talking about planning, or certainly theming is a plan. Noah didn't know it was going to rain when he built the ark. I thought that was kind of fun.
Yeah.
But this one is good. Find a purpose in life so big that it will challenge, and every capacity you have will be put to its best. That's kind of good too. Find a challenge, something that challenges you. Now, my theme for 2024 is going to challenge me because it's complex. It's not simple, it's complex. 3 words: delight, commit, and trust. I want to delight in what God is surrounding me with, giving me, providing for me. Then I want to commit to using it well, and then trust that I will get his help. So those are my 3 words for 2024. And I'm looking forward to finding out what your word for 2024
That's coming. That's coming. that is so wonderful, Naomi. It's just been a joy. What a wonderful way to kick off the new year with this, having you as a guest, encouraging us to have a theme, and really it's surrounded around our definite chief aim in life, our purpose. And just in closing, for those that are struggling to find the answer to the purpose to their lives, what would you suggest they do in order to?
Certainly, if they are a prayerful person, I would ask them just to pray, but pray with what I like to call receptive prayer, which I've been doing more of. In other words, I just say, I open my heart to you. Talk to me. And I listen. And God is within us if we are believers in him, and he will talk to you. Oh, I know what my word should be. I know. Okay, so where is the I know coming from? It may be coming from him. Now, on the other hand, you may get it from your spouse. You may talk about it with a best friend. What do you think I need to focus on this year? Just ask that question and then listen. Maybe you ask 5 people. What do you think I should focus on this year? And just listen. Write it and look at those words and see if they speak to you.
Very interesting. Very, very interesting. Where there are many advisors, there's success and there's wisdom in seeking out those perspectives, because sometimes we're too close to the trees to see the forest.
That's right.
Our friends and family can really, in a loving way, encourage us. That's a gem right there.
Absolutely.
as everything that you've said. Well, Naomi, it's wonderful, wonderful to start off the new year with you. We're part of a group that meets, we'll be meeting now for over 10 years, I believe it or not, every month.
You started that group, Phil.
What's that?
You started that group.
No, the Lord Jesus starts that group, so, but that's really precious. Great to have you. Any final word or quote before
Well,
we
I would just like to challenge you. You have now listened to a podcast. There are thousands of podcasts you could have listened to.
yeah.
There's no reason you listened to this one. So I would challenge you to have a word this year. Try it out and just see, or a phrase, a word or a phrase, and just see how powerful it can be. My challenge to you for 2024.
What would a presentation be without a call to action, right? And what a beautiful call to action. Naomi, you and Jim are just dear friends, mentors, parent figures to me, really, spiritual parent figures, and to so many others. God bless you in this new year, and look forward to talking with you again soon.
Okay, thanks so much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
You've been listening to the Goal Achievers podcast with professional speaking agent Phil R. Taylor. For free access to all Phil's resources and interviews, please visit myspeakersource.com. Or if you are an event or meeting planner and would like more information on how we can equip you with the perfect speakers to make your event a huge success, please email us at speakers@myspeakersource.com or give us a call at 407-900-2427. This has been a My Speaker Source production. On behalf of Phil R. Taylor and the entire team, we wish you a blessed day as you pursue the achievement of your dreams and goals.
There's a reason for the sunshine sky. There's a reason why I'm feeling so high. Must be the season when that love light shines all around us. So let that feeling grab you deep inside, send you reeling where your love can't hide, and then go stealing through the moonlit nights with your lover. Just let your love flow like a mountain stream, and let your love grow with the smallest of dreams, and let your love show.